Hello and welcome to the Dominion Daily for January 8th, 2026. We've got Empires and Dark Ages today, and we've got Shelters, which is not obvious from my starting hand since I have a 5-2. And we've also got Hermit Market Square sitting right next to each other even. My experience from the Dark Ages campaign, where it comes up multiple times, is that the bot is not particularly attuned to it. But let's see what else we've got going on. So, trashing is Forager, Hermit, Rats. Draw is Archive. Ironmonger can potentially draw a little bit. And then Madman is the way you draw with the Hermit Market Square deck, so I guess we can safely count that. Whether or not Madman is effectively draw, it can be a little bit weird, but I have a thing to assess. Plus actions is Procession, Ironmonger, and then again, whether Madman counts is a little bit weird because you play a Terminal Hermit to gain a Madman that gives you plus actions. That's not net actions within a turn, but it can be obviously giving you the ability to play multiple terminals within a specific turn. Anyway, then gain-wise, there's lots of plus buy, Farmer's Market, Forager, Market Square, Charm can also do other kinds of gain stuff, and then Hermit gain stuff, and there's a bit of gains in the castles pile. Okay, so there's also a decent amount of Alt VP, Labyrinth Arena, and Castles, which does, like, relative to sort of vanilla Hermit Market Square, does probably push building a little bit more because it's not a deck that's going to buy like 8 provinces at once or something like that. And so if it buys like 5 provinces and then falls apart, there is maybe some comeback potential. Although even when the deck like falls apart, usually it's going to have enough gold to be at least buying a province. So also possibly not, but it's something to consider. So the 5-2 is definitely not ideal for this deck. For one thing, there's nothing to buy on 2. And yeah, having a 5 in the opening doesn't look useful either. So, I mean, the opening could well be Hermit regardless of the fact that Hermit Market Square is specifically available. But I just want to think for a bit about whether it's worth trying to do anything more involved. Like, processing rats and then Hermit trashing the rats could be a thing. You do end up with a lot of rats that way. I mean, you process a rats, you play the rats twice, you gain 2 rats, and then the procession trashes the rats that you played, so now you've net gained 1 rats. So I guess that's not so bad from that perspective. It also, like, obviously chews through cards in your hand. It's a way to trash copper. Forager is also a way to trash copper and probably more straightforward. And I don't know that you want to gain so many archives anyway. So maybe Procession Rats isn't like worth the bother. Yeah, getting a Forager. One of the things about, like, before Hermit got eroded, which is years ago now, but Hermit used to trash itself to gain a Madman. And that was an enabler for the market squares. Or you could discard your market squares in reaction to Hermit trashing itself to gain a Madman. But now Hermit needs to actually have a card to trash, which can be a bit tricky if you don't have any other trashers. But that's like potentially a reason to get Forager or Rats, trash Copper, and use that to trigger market squares if you run out of the states or whatever. So yeah, I think we probably will want to play with Forager. And fortunately, Forager is a card that we can gain with Hermit. I'm definitely not an expert in piloting Hermit Market Square. I discovered this while playing the Dark Ages campaign, but I think we should still be able to do well enough that it won't be a big problem. But yeah, I guess just going to go ahead and open Hermit. Oh, I forgot we had shelters. Well, that doesn't change things too much. It does mean the arena points go faster, though. All right. So I think there's no risk that we don't hit 3 next turn. So we can either take 2 3s. I mean, we could potentially get an Ironmonger next turn if we hit 4, but we can. The 3s are probably more important right now anyway. So we can either take 2 3s and a Madman, or we can take 3 3s. I think what we have to do at some point is stock up on Madmen. This is going to be too early of a point to do that. But I think getting 1 Madman now still probably makes sense. And then, which means we take Hermit here. Oh, actually, one downside to that is we don't get Labyrinth points. That's not like the biggest deal, but it is a reason to buy something. I mean, I think I want the second Hermit anyway. But I think, yeah, I think I will buy a Forager. And a Market Square. How has the bot not discarded its Necropolis again? I guess it bottom decked it. Okay. I think one other Hermit, or do we want a Market Square? Probably doesn't matter too much. I guess I'll take the Market Square. The bot's going for archives, so whatever it's doing doesn't make a lot of sense. So we do have our Necropolis in the discard, so we can Hermit trash with that and react Market Square if we want to. Yeah, I think I want to do that. So, trash Necropolis, gain a gold, gain a Hermit, discard a Hermit. We're getting a lot of these, a lot of this alt VP, which is nice. Madman. All right, so here's this thing, the situation I was talking about. Now we have no way to activate the market square. And now we have the forager in hand without the market square. All right, well. Definitely need more market squares before we're ready to like go off. I'm concerned about the number of actions in the deck. What we could do maybe would accelerate things a little bit is take like market square Ironmonger, and then getting the plus actions on the Ironmonger will make it easier for us to play multiple Hermits in a turn. I think I'm down for that. This is not ideal. Alright, I guess we didn't actually win that split as much as I thought. We didn't manage to get arena points last turn. Alright, I'm gonna go ahead and play this. Oh, damn. Okay, well. I think we're gonna want at least one more Hermit. One more market square. Could go double Ironmonger. I think that's reasonable. I mean, whatever the bot's doing is not the thing anyway, so. Do we I don't think we want the golds in this shuffle here, so I'm gonna do that. Get a couple of golds. Get another, I think another Hermit. Madman. We don't have, again, anything to trigger the market squares. I guess that's fine. And we didn't find the last Hermit. We have 7. If we should take a second Forager. Or we should have already, possibly. We could do that now. Oh, I didn't think about just trashing one of these actions from the discard pile. Well, whatever. Go ahead and buy Ironmonger, Market Square, and then hopefully this shuffle we can stack up some Madmen. And then next shuffle, buy some provinces. Yeah, like I said, my piloting of this is not necessarily the best. The bot's going for the castles. Okay. Do we play this Madman? If we get enough of them back, should be fine, but I'm gonna say no. You actually forage a gold, I suppose. Makes the forager worth more. And we can effectively get the gold back. Yeah, okay. Guess I'll leave that there. Alright, do we want another hermit? We're getting to the point where we don't really need... Like, we have 2 madmen, 2 hermits. Yeah, I think I'm just going to take a market square. Well, this is annoying. Need hermits. Hey, no, I don't want to top deck 2 cards. Ah! Okay, I guess... No, let's... Actually, very annoying. Top deck market square copper, forage copper, buy another ironmonger. I guess. All right. Oh, we don't have plus actions. Damn it. No. How am I supposed to get my madmen? We're gonna have 3 madmen in this shuffle. I think, again, we don't need another hermit. Oh boy. Okay, well... I guess this time I will take another hermit. Okay, here we go. This should be the turn. This has been very slow to come together. Maybe I took too many golds. Probably I did. Not supposed to take so many until you're ready to kick off, I guess. I don't know. I'm bad at this. Okay. I don't think there's any reason not to play Ironmonger first or to play Ironmonger first, really. Well, I guess the advantage of playing Ironmonger later in the turn is it makes it more likely that we get money off of it, which is probably what we want because we won't need the actions. So let's start with a Madman. And another Madman. Okay, now we really kind of need a Trasher. More this than I wanted. All right. So right now we have, if we were to discard all 6 of these market squares, that would leave us with 5 cards in hand after playing the Madman. And we would draw those 5 cards, including that Madman. So then we'd have 10 cards in hand. We'd play a Madman, and we'd have 9 cards in hand. We'd draw another 9 cards, which means we would draw all of this. So that seems to work. I say all of this, I mean there's more cards, but the market squares aren't stop cards, so that's fine. Oh, come on. I don't need that. There we go. Got 1 coin off of the foragers. I mean, ironmongers. Okay, so now I shouldn't have taken this hermit. Doesn't do anything. Maybe it helps me pile out. I don't know if I'm gonna have the buys for that though. Well, I guess maybe. Castles are pretty low. We gain another market square, pile on castles and ironmongers, and then also get some provinces, maybe? So Grand Castle is only going to be worth 5. King's Castle is only going to be worth 4, so that's 9. That's 23. And then we would need 2 provinces to get to 35, and 2 estates or a duchy. It's kind of a lot. Anyway, so we discarded 1 gold. There's another 5 gold and 5 market squares in there. So, oh, there should be anyway. Shuffles, reveal the market square. Yeah, okay. 5 gold and 5 market squares. So we only need the ability to draw 6 cards. Right now we have the ability to draw 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Right, that was when we counted earlier with the Madman. So if we did another discard to get some more gold. We get rid of 2 cards, and then we get rid of another 2 cards, and that leaves 5 cards. That's not quite enough. So I think we max the draw with the Madman, and then we might want to save this hermit for, well, how many buys are we going to have? 4, 5, 10. We could have 11 buys. 1, 2, 5. Yeah, we definitely have enough buys. How much money are we going to have? So we could keep copper and trash market square if we don't need the buys, I guess. So 32, 34 coins right now if we were to trash a market square. We also have market squares that we can use to draw more gold, so we could get a little bit more money than that. To pile would cost 19, 31. Yeah, that's too much, I think. In which case, it's probably not in our interest to lower piles. Well, I'm thinking about just trashing the Hermit. What's this? Oh, they still have the small castle, and they haven't trashed any castles. That's crazy. Okay. The bot's looking at getting kind of a lot of points off of King's Castle. That is kind of scary, I have to admit. If we do this, this guarantees that we can draw it all. If we discard one more, then we have 3 stop cards and 2 things to draw them. So I think we go with that. We could snipe the castles. If we do that, that looks somewhat risky. Alternatively, we buy 5 provinces. The bot is looking at, it's like 16 points for King's Castle. That's so much. It is a big swing. The bot also doesn't have all these market squares, so it doesn't have a lot of buys. There's 1 farmer's market in the trash. It doesn't have any hermits. It doesn't have any foragers. It doesn't have any charms. It has 2 market squares, so it has 3 buys. So I don't think the bot can empty piles, actually. So maybe this is the play. Yeah, I think it is. Unless I miscounted, the bot has exactly 4 buys in its entire deck. Do we keep gold or discard it? Looking at, I think we discard it. We draw at 9, 10. We can get to 12. Like, what I want to do is see more Ironmongers. Okay, well, I guess it didn't matter anyway. Do we take an estate? I think we do. Yeah, this whole alt VP situation was a big deal. I mean, probably also my poor piloting of the Hermit Market Square deck, but I shouldn't have taken as many golds as early, I'm pretty sure. Oh, they have a Madman. That's a lot of cards. Holy shit! Okay. So yeah, on this board it matters that you actually play it well, which I did not. The 5-2 definitely didn't help my case, but wow. All right. That's huh. Wonder what happens if I don't um I mean, I guess it was ready to the bot was ready to pop off either way. Yeah, if I had taken the provinces instead, I don't yeah, I don't think it would have helped. I think I was just too slow. Um okay, well this is a better opening anyway. I think double hermit is the play. Ah. Um we go forager, market square. We already want a second forager. Might be helpful to get that earlier. Sure. Um, do kind of want those labyrinth points, but maybe we just need to take the madmen more aggressively. Although we do also need market squares. Could go double market square here. Yeah, I think I will. Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna hold off on taking the golds. Do we have enough market squares? I don't think so. But I mean, I guess we have the option to do like market square estate if we want to just like keep the hermit, get labyrinth points, and wait on accumulating the madmen a bit. I'm not sure how many market squares we need, to be honest. Like it can also be useful to get like a madman along the way. Yeah, let's just do that. Well, worth buying an estate to get labyrinth points, almost certainly, because we'll just be able to trash it with hermit out of the discard anyway. or it will be down there. So now the question is, turn is it 8? I think if we take 2 madmen here, if we can play 1 madman, save the other one, I think that puts us in a good spot. I'm gonna try for that. So we have the 2 madmen and we have 2 hermits. Yeah, I don't think we need another hermit. I think we can just take Market Square. I guess there's not actually a reason to play either madman, so we can just be ready to go. Okay. Madman number 1. Madman number 2 draws everything. Forge copper. Discard everything, I'm pretty sure we can afford to do that. Well, only have 4 cards left. Maybe 1, 2, 3, 4 stop cards, 5 stop cards. 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, I think that looks good. And then six. Drew 3 gold and 2 market squares. We have 2 gold and 3 market squares down there. We discarded 5 and 5. So 2 stop cards that we need to draw through. We're going to draw at least 4 stop cards with the Madman. We draw more if we leave market squares in hand. I'm pretty sure we're doing this. And then it's just a question of how many golds we want to gain. So like I said, 2 gold down there, 3 gold down there, and we can draw a lot more than that. 4, and now we have 4, 5. Yeah, I think we just don't discard this one and we're going to be like slightly overdrawn. But I think that's better than the... we had discarded 1 more market square, that would have cut our draw by a lot. Okay. This is not actually as impressive as all that. Only triple province. I'm not actually sure why it's so much weaker of a turn, but I think it'll do. I do not want to stay here. I think foraging Forager makes sense, but be trying to find some more gold first. Well, foraging Forager better than foraging copper? It probably is, yeah. Well, especially because actually I guess we wouldn't have hit province without doing that. Actually wouldn't super mind getting hit by Haunted Castle right now. Top deck the 2 golds. Province next turn. Yep. Bot is scoring a lot of points. It's already got all the way down to Grand Castle. So, I don't know, maybe... like... Okay. We got there, but this is still close. Also, turn 17 is not... Yeah, I don't know. I still feel like I'm not playing this correctly, but I have not engaged in the Hermit Market Square theory crafting to know like what the most efficient like way to play it is. At some point I knew, but that was also back when you trashed the Hermits, so it's like yeah, it's presumably different without that interaction, but I'm not sure. There was like a specific balance of like Hermits and Hermits and Madmen that you wanted, but yeah. That might have also been on the assumption that you didn't trash any of your coppers. I don't know. But yeah, if the bot had gotten Grand Castle, King's Castle, I mean, it would have... Okay, granted, the bot's deck was pretty trash. I'm not sure what it was doing this game relative to last game. It had 1 archive instead of like a million archives. I'm not sure what it was spending its time doing. It didn't trash copper. It did gain a bunch of golds in the end, but yeah, I guess there was no real threat that it was going to be able to get 2 of these in 1 turn without a Madman in the deck. If it had been able to, even with dismissing the Grand Castle reveal points, would be like 45 and then 17 Grand Castle if it didn't trash any castles, which it did not. So that would put it at 562. So at least be pretty close. Yeah. I could definitely believe that there's a deck that plays for castles that would like consistently beat the way I was playing the Hermit Market Square. I don't really believe that Hermit Market Square played optimally would lose, but yeah. Definitely more interesting in that respect than would typically be the case. All right, well, in any case, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.